So, I was reacquainting myself with the dual path Army product improvement program for the M4 carbine, and I forgot how much I hated what they were doing, especially since I think the current carbine competition was canceled, and some of the articles I was reading were talking about estimations of like a 2014, 2015 delivery of Phase 2 PIP for the M4, and we're nowhere near that. And we've delivered 30,000 M4A1 config upgrades. And anyone who's remotely familiar with the Army would have seen this coming a mile fucking away. So I just, I just don't see it as being really smart. I see it being ineffectual, especially since anyone I've ever talked to who started out on the original M4 SOPMOD 1, I guess, with the CAC Delta rail and the A-post front sight. Anyone who started out on that carbine configuration never said, wow, you know what? I really like the non-free float rail. I like everything about it, but I need a heavier barrel and I need full auto. I need full auto. That's the biggest thing I need. I've never met anyone who said that. And that doesn't mean that's not true. Although I will contend all day long that what happened at 1-0, while being unfortunate, I feel like that was taken way out of context. Because people are going cyclic with their M4s, doesn't mean you need full auto. That was a training issue. That was a breakdown in control of fires. That wasn't indicative of needing a different carbine. Excuse me. So, in my experience, and this could be driven very directly by professionally what I did and the people I interacted with, especially on mission, but people I know consistently asked for free float rails. That was the big thing. Free float rails, wider suppressor usage, better backup iron sights, and stricter adherence to the maintenance schedules. There's no reason to say the M4 carbine's unreliable if you're not sticking to the maintenance schedules and your feed ramps are misaligned, or you're starting to blow out the throat in your M4 carbine barrel. Everything needs to kind of stick to those schedules for it to work. So, but that was the big thing. And if you're gonna, I think it was $150 million for the initial phase 1 PIP on the M4. If you're gonna spend millions of dollars to improve a fleet of M4s, of which most went to 101st for whatever reason, I know it's like the flagship division. There are units who get all the new shit along with the 101st. Not gonna point fingers, but they're not the only ones with the cool toys on the block. But anyway, if you're going to spend over $100 million on potential product improvements for them, start with the highest priority first, and then work your way down, because you have an understanding of the uncertainty that comes with budgetary issues and acquisitions or product improvement programs. So, because I don't know what the fuck's going on with the PIP. I haven't read anything lately. Thank God I don't have to deal with it anymore. But they did spend some money getting M4A1 configs out, which is great. The M4A1 upgrade is fine. It's just not. It's not what anyone fucking asked for. If you said, yeah, hey, while I'm changing out this free float rails, do you want to just have the M4A1? Everyone would say yes, but is it the highest priority? No. Units Anecdotal evidence could be a lie, could be a story. You don't know. Uh, have gone so far as to, I guess, misappropriate funds to upgrade or modify their M4s. Almost completely in accordance with the SOPMOD upgrades and how SOCOM is working their carbines, which brings me excuse me, brings me to the final thought, which is I love running lateral things with SOCOM. I love having SOCOM with their SOPMOD improvements, and then having us, or well, I'm not actually part of the military anymore. Um, Having the big army run its own program, and in the long run, it saves money. I don't fucking see how it does. You're decades behind. That the Special Operations Command had the M4A1 as a general issue in the 90s, I think, right? So you're at least a decade or two behind in getting that upgrade out. The SOPMOD Block 2 packages have been fielded, and they are tried and true and battle tested. You don't need more R&D. So what if it's not the wrong, so what if it's not the right color? Because I think that was one of the specifications in the PIP program PIP was they were thinking about making the M4s, or at least part of the M4s, a particular top or brown, which I don't think the SOPMOD iteration comes in. They wanted something unique to themselves, which I think is not necessary at all. So, Jesus. No, just you're so fucking late in the game. Just adopt the SOPMOD Block 2. Adopt an iteration of it, because I know for fuck's sake you're not going to give line units suppressors, because you enjoy giving too many people tinnitus. As someone who suffers from tinnitus, because I was a belt-fed gunner for a while, and I was young and I thought my ears would last forever. It sucks, and so I'm a big proponent of suppressor issuance. But even in some more specialized organizations, suppressors aren't really that common, especially in some of the higher tier PMCs. A lot of times suppressors aren't a part of the TOE, oftentimes due to import excess problems, or host nation not wanting people, I don't know, murking dudes on the side of the road with suppressors, and no one fucking hears it, or can trace where that government issue 556 came from. So I think noise moderation is a big issue, but I just don't feel like they handled the PIP well. It's redundant, which is probably a word I would use to describe Big Army. If you told me, well, I want you to name Big Army without saying Big Army, I'd be like redundant, ineffectual, large institution, military. I would probably use a number of negative quantifiers or qualifiers to point you in the direction of Big Army. So I'm not really surprised that they're doing something redundant, but to say the need to put the need for the M4A1 configs to come first out of everything that was possibly suggested because of whatnot is stupid, and I think is almost kind of politicizing something that is tragic and honestly probably shouldn't have happened. If I remember correctly, it was a pretty regrettable situation, and it could have been prevented. But I certainly don't look at what happened at Whatnot to be equipment failures. I look at it as largely breakdown in fire discipline. So, but yeah, in general, it's just bitching to bitch, because Big Army being redundant is something that's been going on forever now. So, uh, good goodbye, and I love you, and maybe I'll talk to you at some point later when I have more things to talk about regarding shooting people.